Welcome back to another episode of the Central PA Pour. This is episode 9. I am Ben.
I'm Brett.
I'm Dave.
And we are missing somebody again today.
We are. Dad is on another trip for work, but we're thinking of him as we're drinking all this good beer. So
Kev has safe travels with work, and we have some very special guests that have decided to join us today, and we're happy that they are here. We're going to let them introduce themselves. They are sitting to my left. So, gentlemen, welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Thanks.
I'm Nick Shohani.
Okay.
I'm Sean Purcell.
All right. You guys are with?
We're with GK Visual. So we're a Harrisburg-based video production company. We produced Poured in PA, a YouTube series. It was a film. So we've been doing the beer stuff for quite a while, but we run the gambit of pretty much all the videos we produce.
That's good. And you guys were in Williamsport today, you said?
Yeah.
We work for, what really pays the bills at our company. And so we're up there doing some little political stuff. Didn't get a chance to visit some of the best, breweries up there, but...
Yeah, you get back up there.
Yeah. I mean, we're up there enough.
So, wait, gentlemen, thank you very much for coming out and sitting down here with us. We're happy to have you. When I had this idea of doing this podcast, I started doing some research, and Poured in PA was one of the first things I popped up. I'm like, oh shit, somebody already had my idea. So I'm glad I reached out and you guys agreed to be here to tell us a little bit about what you guys do with this series with the craft beer industry, because it's just fantastic. We've talked about this many times. It's more of a community rather than a competition amongst the people. So tell us a little bit how you got into the Poured in PA. What brought that about?
Well, so the kind of old story we tell is because we do so much like political and other work that just has us traveling everywhere. Like whenever we want to go hang out somewhere, we always look towards breweries. And so that led one of our owners, Nate, he's a big craft beer guy. And he's like, we should do a documentary on the Harrisburg craft beer scene. So we did a 60-minute documentary in Harrisburg. That was about an hour long. We had a good time doing it, but then during that process, we realized there's more to this whole craft beer scene. And one of the themes we noticed in that Harrisburg film was the camaraderie in the community and just how much all the brewers get along. And so that led us to produce the Poured in PA, the film, in 2018.
Yeah, 17, 18.
Yeah. And then so after that film came out, we're like, wow, this industry really changes so rapidly. So that's why we shifted to the series that's on YouTube. And we're about,
32 episodes.
32 episodes, yeah.
I'm going to say, I've watched a few of them. I didn't get them all.
Yeah, I mean, even still, it changes so fast. We'll release an episode and then things are different now.
We've talked about this many times. That there's breweries popping up left and right. Mm-hmm. And I don't think it's hit its pinnacle yet. And truthfully, I hope it don't. Mm-hmm. I really don't. Mm-hmm. Because the pandemic came around and it might have hurt some of them, but I think it made them all create a different avenue. How did the pandemic hurt you guys, or did it help you to change your business platform?
Well, I mean, for breweries, I was shocked at how many survived. It seemed like there was a ton of breweries that were about to open on St. Patrick's Day 2020. And they're all excited. They're all, got their extra food. They're all stocked up, ready to go. And then they're shut down. And they're like, what are we going to do next? And almost everybody got through it.
Yeah, at a certain point.
They survived.
Yeah, there were a lot of breweries. We had a few interviews. They're our business model was the tap room model. And so when you plan that out, and then all of a sudden you're shifting to to-go beers.
The word was pivot.
Yeah.
You heard the word pivot.
Yeah. Everybody was saying, and a lot of them made it work. And
they weren't even going to can, and all of a sudden they had to figure out how to can.
To get rid of it,
Right, or do it, by hand.
So a lot of people, other breweries,
thousands of beers,
got the crowlers, cans, anything they could do to help. It was really cool, learning how much everybody helps the breweries get through COVID, and we know the whole restaurant bar industry.
Yeah, certain.
And then anyway, but
and then for us, the pandemic helped the show because, we had this idea of we wanted to get 5 episodes out, but, we didn't have time. We shot all this stuff we're trying to do because we're doing our other stuff. It happened, that kind of shut down a lot of our other work. So then we were able to kind of get on top of it, get the ball rolling, and it's been better ever since.
So speaking of, where can they find you? I mean, you guys got a website, you have social media platforms.
Our main thing is YouTube. So you go to YouTube, you subscribe, just type in Port in PA, and that should be the first thing that pops up. But we do have a website that's kind of getting done right now in-house with some new employees we have doing a great job.
Yeah, portinpa.com. And then we're also on Facebook, Instagram, Port in PA, just across the board. Check us out.
Yeah, definitely check them out. If you haven't seen any of the documentary series, it's phenomenal. The one that really caught my eye was the one with the Beer and Boudoir with Brooks Amauer and his wife Shannon.
That was a pretty popular one for sure.
Well, no wonder. So speaking of, Ben, since we know where to find them, where can they find us?
At Central PA Pour on all social media and YouTube as well. All of our episode descriptions as well as our social media bios will have our link tree in it. In that link tree, you'll find our latest YouTube video embedded, as well as Spotify now has the video option up there, as well as a guest form. So if you're interested in hanging out with us, shooting the shit, drinking some beer, or promoting something of yours in this industry, be our guest and fill out that form, and we'll get back to you.
Yeah, find us, man. Let us know what you guys think of this. Make sure you check out the Port in PA series. I think the first episode was called Brewed in the Berg or something.
So Brewed in the Berg was the first film we made in 2015. That's strictly Harrisburg-based craft beer scene. So
You can check that out on YouTube.
It's also on YouTube as well. Yeah,
that scene has changed a lot just in Harrisburg.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
How instrumental was the feedback in Brewed in the Berg and launching the rest of the full-length documentary?
I mean, I would say pretty good because one of the girls who helped produce the documentary, she was also one of the founders of Harrisburg Beer Week. So our film premiered on like the opening night of Harrisburg Beer Week, the first year Harrisburg Beer Week was around. So like everyone was just like, craft beer, let's go. Mm-hmm. And so that just kind of skyrocketed.
And at that time, Brewed in the Berg, we talked to Pizza Boy. Zero Day was coming around. Mm-hmm. I think they were open.
They were opening. So I think we premiered and then they opened like a week later.
Trogs
was in there. Molly Pitcher was in there.
Yeah.
We talked to a bunch of home brewers.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, we do a little home brewing ourselves, but we won't get into that.
We don't.
How much of you guys' workload is dedicated to Port in PA?
That's a good question.
I mean,
a lot.
Probably not as much as we would like it to be.
How much of that has to do with the beer? Drinking the beer.
That's probably not why. It's not. We have all this other like paid work that allows us to travel and like
understood,
keep us employed and keep the lights on in the office. So like,
so what we do a lot of times is since we're traveling, we're able to go to these places, kind of like parlay that into we're there. We can hit 2 or 3 breweries. Have it in the can. It takes depending on what it is, but a lot of times it takes us a while. There's some, we shot stuff 6 months ago that we haven't gotten to yet. But, we try and get an episode out about once a month. But I'd say it'll change with the season because that's our workload changes. Mm-hmm. But, maybe about 25% of what our editing time, because it does take up a lot of time. But
pretty much like as soon as we wrap up a project, and unless you have something that's not like a corporate video in your queue, you're working on Poured. So sometimes that's good. Sometimes like I just need to change the pace. Like,
whose idea was it?
Nate.
Yes.
The
good choice.
Yeah,
it was a good choice. Yeah. So it is definitely worth checking out. Yeah. Very professional looking. Well done.
Very well done.
Appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Very
Yeah, we
well
really try to.
And we bring you guys in here as professional videographers into our little amateur studio. So,
Well, we don't really do this kind of stuff. You guys are way ahead of us. So we don't really podcast or really stream or anything. We're all mostly kind of production.
yeah, and
Yeah.
that's kind of why I reached out to you guys. It would be great to do some collab stuff and having you guys here to promote GK Visuals and the Port in PA series.
Yeah, collabs are some of the best things in the industry too.
Yeah, and a lot of the brewers are doing that. And it's great. They come up with some great ideas. So we've always brought up this Breweries in PA, and they just wrapped up a competition, Ben. Their Beer Madness.
I did see this. I didn't check out
Beer
the results
Madness.
or anything.
So
We got a winner.
Poor Man's Brewing in Ephrata took the victory
Really?
in PA Beer Madness.
okay.
A bit of a Cinderella story. I believe they were the 11th seed.
11 seed.
They knocked off Fourscore Beer Company out of Gettysburg.
Cinderella story. All right.
Poor Man is in a port episode
There you go.
Are they? I haven't seen that one.
about it's about label art.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a fun one for me to edit because he unfortunately passed away, Bart Comiskey, but he was doing a lot of labels for Poor Man's, and he did Molly Pitcher.
Ben wants to do an episode on can art.
That's
That's one of my favorite
that's
things.
gonna be
Honestly,
great. That's going to be great. I
Definitely
like
check
that.
out our part
yeah.
episode because brewers have a lot of good things to say about the labels and they're also employing up and coming artists.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sean did that one. That's one of the better episodes we got. It's really good.
And it doesn't even matter what type of beer it is, to be honest with you. Just grab, something
Because
will
you're
catch
shopping
your
with
eye.
your eyes.
Exactly. You're shopping with your eyes and marketing, and like you said, the local artists showing off their talents. And
But yeah, that was pretty good. I mean, Port in PA, or Brewers in PA had that, and Beer Thrillers has one still going on. I think they're about ready to wrap theirs.
So in Beer Thrillers, they still have Rough Edges, Brewing, and Trogs, and Gearhouse left in that one.
Oh, so none of the locals still made it through this next round.
No, I think they're down to their Elite Eight, but they got a couple relatively local breweries left in there. The PA Beer Madness, they had 450,000 votes this year.
I did see that.
That's pretty remarkable.
This last round had, I think it was a matter of 150 votes, and they were each over 10,000 for the last round. So that's saying a lot. So we're gonna hopefully hook up with those guys too. So
Yeah. I think they were in an episode, right?
Brewers in PA.
Chad Balby.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're trying to work out something, and he said he'd be glad to, as long as we can, if they're in our area. So we're hoping they come to Poor Man's, and we can hook up and do a double episode.
Yeah.
Okay.
One with them and one with Poor Man's. So
I'm thirsty, Brett.
that's what I was thinking. You guys are here to drink some beer.
Let's go.
So our first one we're going to get is from Molly Pitcher from Carlisle. This is their Red Rider IPA. So it is a rye IPA. Now, I was up there with my wife. I took her for our birthday weekend the other weekend. And I think I drank everything they had on tap that day. But it's just coming in at 7.25 ABV, 85 IBU, so it's a little bit higher. The description, it's a seasonal IPA. It's got slightly malty with a touch of a rye spice. 729 Untapped ratings with an average of 375. So again, follow us on Untapped. Find out how we rate these. This is a rye IPA. The reason I got it is because it's got rye in it. It's definitely a different color of a normal IPA. It's got like a little reddish amber. And I forgot the SRM scales. Our color charts. So we'll guess. But we're looking for color, aroma, taste, and mouthfeel. So what are you guys thinking?
Multi aroma for sure.
Smells great.
Yeah.
You guys mess around with Untapped much? I followed Nate today. Yeah.
So Nate has a
insane
lot.
amount of check-ins.
It's funny. He and I were just talking the other day at lunch about it, and I never got Untapped because I just didn't do it. And then I was like, oh, we've done 2 beer films. I've been to probably 200 plus Pennsylvania breweries. And I was like, I'm way too behind.
We're way too behind.
yeah.
I ain't going to start now.
That's
Yeah, it's
understandable.
Thousands of beers behind us.
That's where
I
I'm
was
at.
like an amateur, and I'm not.
That's where I'm at with these guys. I'm way behind. You're talking about badges in the thousands.
Oh no, this is
trying
like this is the Boy Scouts, man. It's like, oh shit, I didn't even get a badge with that check-in. Come on.
Yeah.
But the reason I got this, because it's different. I do get the malty the backbone of it, but as it resonates, the rye spice comes back through the mouth.
This is delicious.
This
It
spice
is-
stuff
it's
comes
I would
different.
give this higher than a 375.
It is a very good. I think it's very good.
Yeah.
It's got a little malty smoothness to it, little sweetness, but that rye spice kicks at the end.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's really smooth.
And that's why I got it. It wasn't a typical IPA. I mean, I think I've had stuff with rye in it before, but an IPA was a little different.
I like that a lot of breweries are starting to like kind of change up the IPA. Like they're trying to make them a little bit different.
We had the Fourscore Octanus on the last episode, the one with that Phantasm powder. Wow, unbelievable.
We got to get down to Gettysburg.
We do.
Yeah. We haven't been down there.
Hopefully, someone.
There's a whole lot down there,
Yeah. We could do a whole episode just
and
on
Hanover is growing through the roof.
Yeah.
One of them we're going to be featuring here is Fat Bat there. There's Something Wicked's there.
Is,
Sign of the Horse.
Klingers? Is that bar? You ever hear of Klingers in Hanover?
I've heard of Clingers, but I
don't know if it's still around or not. But
I don't
back in
know.
that's kind of where the first time I ever heard about craft beers. I had some friends in college were from Hanover, and they would talk about Klingers and just about all this beer that they bring some. I couldn't stand it. At the time.
We got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
I remember saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
So where are you at with that, Dave?
I like it. I like it.
What'd you think compared to the other IPAs that we had on the last episode?
I tell you, it's good. Some of the IPAs we had on the other episodes, I'm sorry to say that I felt better about them. I felt that they,
We're going to change you.
He slugged that one. Look at it. It's all gone.
I've heard. Of course, I drank.
No, he's
No, I'm
not.
not.
He's not.
I
That
used
isn't
to not,
either.
but
I'm more.
I have come around.
I have
Well,
too.
this doesn't.
I'm more bourbon barrel and stout and porters.
Okay.
That's more, my line. There.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's Nate to a T. Like anytime he sees anything barrel aged, that's the first beer he's going
absolutely, absolutely. There's.
Well, you can
He's
take a
got the
look
right
behind
idea.
you. We got a bunch of barrel aged stuff up there. We have
Yeah.
drank.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
But I'm at a 375. Because I'm not typically an IPA guy. So if I rate an IPA 375, that's pretty high for me.
Yeah. Well, I rated that one IPA
You
that we
did?
had for 375, and that was,
I was shocked.
that
You
was
said like a
different for me.
3.8. I'm like,
Yeah.
holy moly.
Right. I'm not going to give this a 375, but
It's different.
It's a matter of taste. And like I had said, my taste more leans towards the barrel aged and the porters and the stouts.
And I will say, if you don't like spice, or a rye, you're not going to like it.
I think the spice adds to it. It helps. For me, it helps it.
It brings a balance to it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's what I call this balance. Like
Yeah.
I'm not good at ratings, but I would say I could probably drink 2 or 3 pints of this before I'm like, I need to change.
There you go.
That's a glowing review.
I've been there when I've had a half a glass and I said I'm done.
Yeah.
With some of the beers.
I can usually get 1 pint down of anything, but then after
Yeah.
that, I'm like, never again.
His dad brought a beer over to my house one time, and I had one sip, and I was finished. I was done, and I had to change. We're not going to mention any names, but it was just different. And I'm usually not that way, but
Well, you didn't like it, as you were saying, or it was too strong.
I didn't like it.
Oh.
Yeah. I
It's like one sip and you're drunk.
No, not that done. I had
I've been there.
I had one sip, and I just went, "This is not for me," and I'm not particularly fond of this beer. A lot of times, I could drink a glass of beer, and then I can say, "Yeah, I'll have another beer over here." And but this one here, I just couldn't handle it. And I brought a beer to one of our tastings that no one could drink. So
Except Ben.
except Ben. Ben liked it.
But I think Ben
What
was
beer
already
was
lit.
it? You don't have to name names, but what kind of beer was that?
It was.
We keep bringing this up. You just watch our other episode.
All right.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't
It's
do
an
the report.
import.
It was a chocolate cordial.
Chocolate cherry cordial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was-
I was already to the point where everything tasted
Yeah.
just great. So
Yeah, he said
This is
he asked me. He said, "Hey, Dave, where'd you get this water? This is great."
But yeah, we were at Westgate and we did this the last episode, and he knew exactly what
DJs.
beer we were talking about.
That was funny.
DJ's Beverage. I'm sorry. I'm still locked on this.
so were they. Yeah, we did that walkthrough video, and Sebastian even
Yeah.
called it Westgate or whatever.
That's funny.
So,
Yeah.
no, it's hey, we've been doing this craft beer, and we've stepped down this for well over 2 years. And we talked about Untapped. You just mentioned it. I was down in Outer Banks with my wife trying the beers in that area, and her son's like, "Has he ever tried Untapped?" And I'm like, "I don't use my phone like that." Well, let alone I'm hooked.
Yeah.
I've been checking everything, and so we have become a beer snob.
Yeah.
And you know you're a beer snob when you go to a comedy show at the Dover Fire Hall. You take your beer and you bring a glass. Not a paper cup, not a plastic cup, a glass. And you're taking pictures and checking it in. You become a beer snob. Period.
How many Miller Lights, Busch Lights, and so on were around you there?
There was quite a bit.
Yeah,
And there I am,
That's all.
taking a picture, typing and
Enjoy a
checking.
good Busch
Who are
latte
the
every now and then.
comedians?
It was Earl David Reed.
Earl David
Oh,
Reed.
okay. Oh, yeah, sure.
Yes.
105.
Yeah.
Is he still on that?
No, he's not.
Okay.
He's
Just left a couple years ago.
yeah, he's working out of a station in New York, I think.
Gotcha.
He's absolutely hilarious.
He
Oh,
is. Very
Um,
funny.
And I think he's getting ready to retire.
Okay.
I didn't realize he was that old. He's in his 60s.
Oh,
wow.
no kidding.
Never would have
realize
guessed that. Never would have guessed that. But he's absolutely funny. And the one thing about him, he'll go through his whole comedy act and he picks on people. And at the end, he goes backwards and remembers everything he just picked on everybody about. It was
Yeah, that was incredible. He just went through his entire routine, even the answers that they gave back to him. Whoever he picked on, he would get their answer to him. He would tell you what it was. You talk about
That's the next level talent.
yes,
Yeah, it
it
is.
is. You talk about great memory.
Photo-
I wish he would have caught you taking a picture of your
Oh,
beer. We have picked on you.
we go in there and my wife says, "We're sitting in the back." I'm like, "Why?" Because I don't want to get picked on. Because the first time we saw him and Nipsey was up at the Harrisburg Comedy Club there off 83. And we sat in the front and I had my lugs back, the tan lugs I used to wear. And first off, why you got them work shoes on, boy? And her son had long hair and he was wearing a bandana. And he looked like Leif Garrett.
Yeah.
And he got picked on and, he brought up the Leif Garrett and, there's Ben like, who the hell is Leif Garrett?
Garrett?
I don't get it. We were all busting up laughing because we're old. But it was funny. He is
I
definitely
nodded
funny.
like I understood, but like I'm with you.
I'm past it.
I only know we cared because there was behind the music back in like the late
yeah.
90s. On
Okay.
Yeah. But
So you guys are a little younger than us.
yeah.
Well, I'm 43.
44.
Okay, a little younger. Dave's just old.
Yeah, we won't discuss age.
So you got a big,
I'm
big
just
Penn
older than
State
you
fans.
Yeah,
We are.
Penn State.
Football, all sports.
I mean, probably all sports, but we follow football more than anything.
We're going to rub it in because Dave's a Pitt alum.
Oh, okay. I don't have any problem with it.
I do.
Yeah.
He does.
Their program's not as good as us yet.
You see that?
They're trying.
No, but I tell you what, I was going to bring this up, but I was going to wait. You brought it up now.
Oh.
You,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
so you guys are big Penn State fans. It's hard to follow them.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of crying in the last couple of years, especially this past
We
year.
had a
It's
couple
horrible.
of good years, and then it's kind of be dropped off, and
And I've been catching a rash of shit from Dave over here because Pitt was doing better than Penn State.
Yeah, they look pretty good.
yeah, they're kind of starting to see our recruits. But I mean, Franklin's around for a decade now, which
I don't even know if we want to go down this road.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out where you start. But I'm excited for the year. I'm glad that Frank. I'm all in with Franklin. I'll just put that out there, and I think it'll end up working out for him.
I'm all in for a
I
certain
hope.
time period before I get frustrated.
It's frustration
talk
every
about
fall.
Yeah.
It's frustration every
This whole NIL thing is going to change the game, so we'll see how
Yeah,
it plays
for sure.
out.
They
It's gonna
need
be a
an
different sport for sure.
they need an
Oh, yeah.
offensive line.
Right.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I think they're working towards it. Every year it seems like this is the year. This is the year the offensive line's gonna kick some ass.
So
every year.
Do you guys are alumni from Penn State or?
I'm an alumni.
Yeah.
Uh,
My dad and my two brothers, they're from Lewistown. So they had season tickets in the late 70s. I started going to games in '85.
Wow.
And then we kind of priced out tickets back in like
Oh, that's expensive.
2008. But my brothers and I, we watch every game, and then I probably watch every game 2 times to just make sure I caught everything.
No, I don't watch it more than once. It's hard enough
I do.
watching it one
The
time.
best thing to do.
I watch the
the
losses
Big
more
Ten
probably.
Network, and they do the Big Ten in 60.
Yeah.
So it's
I
like
see.
you can get it done in an hour, and like you're like, oh, that's when I got mad because you're definitely depending on how the game's going. I'll have like maybe 2 beers in the first half, and then like 4 in the second half.
I used to.
I do have to watch it to remember what happened.
I used to say I used to
Again.
paint my old house in the fall, and you could always tell when I was listening to a Penn State game. God damn motherfucker! But Dave always roused me because Pitt's been actually pretty good. I mean, I bleed blue and white.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't go to college, but I watch Penn State. It's the only football I will watch. I don't watch anything else. And I've been bleeding a lot more than I've been cheering. But, with Kenny Pickett this year, Pittsburgh was exceptionally good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Dave's actually shared the field with several people.
Oh, we're not going to get into that.
We're not going to get into that. Come on now, you got to tell him.
Yeah.
No, we're not going to get into that.
He was on the field with the Immaculate Reception,
You're on the field?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Actually, yeah.
and he shared the field with Mark Harmon.
Yeah, Mark Harmon.
Oh, I know Mark Harmon.
Get close to your mic there, Dave.
What are you doing on the field?
I was actually, I was in the university band.
Okay. Okay. I got
And
you.
We just
And Mark
Mark
Harmon.
We just age dropped Dave.
and he was quarterback for UCLA.
Right. Yeah.
And I actually was there whenever he was he came, UCLA played Pitt at Pitt. And I was in the band at the time, and he did the first and second half of the game, and I did the halftime.
So I think you could do a Port and PA thing with Dave, or call it something. On the field in the Berg.
Yeah. And
You want a documentary made about you?
Yeah, there. Oh, yeah. No, we don't need any documentaries about me. And
I was one day. I was at band camp.
Yeah.
You're at, so you're from Johnstown?
Yes.
There's, we shot at a brewery in Johnstown, that we haven't released yet.
Oh, spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
Stonebridge.
Stonebridge.
Yeah, so I guess it's named after a famous
Stonebridge.
yeah, called Stonebridge.
There's a Stonebridge.
Yeah, there is Stonebridge there. And so that's going to go into hopefully that, I think a lot of what we do is talk about, renewal of communities. And that's certainly one that, would go into an episode like that.
I believe the bridge that it was named after was the famous stone bridge in from the flood of 1889.
I think you're right.
And it actually was stopped the rage of water that kept a lot of people alive in downriver, and it kept the river from flowing straight through the lower half of Johnstown. But a lot of people died at that bridge because it was just a mass of buildings and everything. And it was the stone bridge, and I believe it's still there.
Yeah, it is.
Dave is our walking Wikipedia.
You gotta have one of those.
We know the history of your town, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Right. Yeah, so hopefully we get that one together soon. So it was good stories.
I have to look for that. Because,
Yeah, we'll let you know. we got so many to get to. And I feel bad. I feel like a lot of people are like, almost nobody asks because we tell them it's like we're going to get to this as soon as we can. And once in a while you get somebody like, what's going on, man? It's like,
come on, man. You guys shot this like 3 months ago.
Some people think we're in it just for like the free beer, but no, it's
come on now. That's the perk, right?
it's the part.
we do. People are very generous.
We do also, something that we're super generous. We're like, hey, can we get a couple cans so we can go we can't get everything when we're at the brewery, so we'll go to our office. We have like cool lights. We'll do like super slow mo pours. Like I call it beer porn.
Beer porn.
Yeah. And so, I mean, it makes you thirsty. So,
we'll have to remember that. That's what we should do.
Yeah.
Do our beer.
We started doing that last time, and Brett just dismissed it.
Yeah. Well, we spent all that time on that.
That 2012 victory.
Oh man!
Yes,
Ooh,
that was
boy, that one was
a
good.
barrel-aged barley wine, 10-year-old from Victory.
Okay.
So, where do you guys get your ideas for an episode, and how do you get the interview?
So, Nate, boss man, he's kind of tuned into like a lot of people in the industry. We're members of the Brewers Association, so if he doesn't have a contact, we know we can reach out to somebody who can get us a contact. But we just kind of try to look for themes, like if we hear a cool story,
Okay.
like somebody's doing something cool for charity or something like that. That's a story we'll jump on. But other times, like, because we've done so many episodes and the film, like, we kind of know general themes. So we kind of just use those themes to be like, okay, we know this brewery does a lot of this one thing. And most of the time, I would say, we go interview somebody and, like, we're like, we thought the story was this, but they said something different and we kind of pivot. So I would say our interviews kind of drive a lot of where the ideas come from.
Yeah,
and the stories.
So our episodes were generally no shorter than 25 minutes. And we would try and get a few segments together to make, to support, a theme for an episode. But now we're kind of making them shorter, probably about, 10, no more than 15 minutes, probably just one segment. And just trying to do a thing, just trying to do something a little different.
That's what we talked about. We wanted to try and keep these like 35 minutes, but they've been getting longer and longer. And so Ben's been kind of chopping them up into shorter segments into different releases.
Right.
It's just that attention span
It's
of
the
people on the
retention.
internet.
For sure.
And if you notice, if you watch one of the shorter segments where he has actually chopped them up, I'm not in any of them. I was at the recording.
Right.
But I'm not in any of the episodes.
Dang,
I don't know what that...
Yes, so I think our new goal is like we're gonna make them shorter, and hopefully people love them. And they're like, "Ooh, I want to see more."
Yeah.
And they check out other episodes versus like when we originally started, we're like, we're gonna do 45-minute episodes, and then sometimes we were stretching it to 45 minutes.
Right. So is Danielle Hartman? Is she part of the staff, or is she a professional actress?
She's a professional actress.
Okay, so you kind of like
we had auditions.
Yeah, we had auditions. She's like a friend of a friend of a friend. We kind of know her, but she's a beer lover, beer enthusiast.
I could tell.
Yeah.
The couple episodes I watched with her, you could tell she's into.
She's real cool. Yeah.
And you can't do this if you don't know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We mentioned it's a community, and once we've started down this path, I used to drink. We brought it up. I used to drink like Yingling, Sam Adams. I'm not drinking that beer that much anymore because this is just different. Right. Every time we get a beer, it's completely different.
I will drink Yingling from time to time.
Oh, I will too.
Same here.
Yeah.
If I don't want to spend $100, I'm going to go buy a case of Yingling for a trip.
Or I feel like I'm going to drink a lot.
Right. Now, when
I still drink Miller Lite, mostly during those like Penn State, Ohio State games.
Well, actually,
I know I'm going to run.
Yingling's my light beer.
So you had mentioned different things. You guys say you just shot an episode about the pink boots that we had brought up with Brooks Haymauer, and one of the beers we'll be trying it as our Cheers beer is with the pink boots recipe. Mm. So tell us a little bit about the Pink Boots episode you got. Is it released or is it coming
It's
up?
released.
Yeah, so it's released. So it is not this year's Pink Boots recipe. It is last year's.
Last year's.
So Nick and I went to Triple Bottom Brewing in Philly, and that's where we got like the bulk of our interviews. So Triple Bottom was hosting, 30 women there to like do a collab brew. And like we're just kind of flies on the wall, and like just like I edited the episode, and like that episode alone probably could have been like an hour long because there were a lot of like good things being said. But the Pink Boots, like they do everything for women's education. They're trying to get more women into brewing and more women into just beer in general. Right now, a lot of women who are in the industry are in like the front of house, like they're running the business or the marketing and stuff. But there are a lot of really great women brewers out there. Hannah Eisen from Zero Day, she's in that episode. And then Hannah Godey. Is she still at Naked? She was at Free Will. She's been a couple of different places.
She's at a different place. I don't recall, but another super talented female brewer.
Makes great beer.
Yeah, I'm trying to get in touch with the one from Woodridge or Winding Path.
Yeah.
She just left for maternity leave, so I won't be in touch with her because I talked to, I think his name's Jason.
And that the Pink Boots episode actually touches on that a little bit because Hannah from Zero Day became pregnant and she didn't know what, like she was a active brewer and she's like, I don't know who to like talk to about like being pregnant while having this job. Like, am I gonna have to quit my job?
Right.
And so I think things like that have kind of like caused a lot of people to come together and
I think it's great. I mean, we brought this up. I mean, bringing the females into the backside of this business. They're not just the pretty face out front. They're actually the ones making some great beer. Or doing some great things for the industry. So.
Absolutely.
And the brewing industry in general is just always very trying to be inclusive. Like, I think early on when craft beer got started, it was the bearded white dudes, but now they're like, it's starting to expand and
our most popular episode is probably the first one we did, which was Fresh Fest, which was
I did watch out.
Yeah. So Black Brew Festival.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah. So and then now it's called Barrel and Flow. And we actually did another episode on that. We went out there. That's a great time. And
that's out towards the Philly area.
It's Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. And so there's a few black-owned breweries in Pennsylvania now. Mac Brewery in Philadelphia, and then we have Harris family in Harrisburg. And so it's great to really get support, and everybody really wants to see them succeed, and they're doing good beer.
I think it's all. I mean, we talked about Whiskers Brewing that burnt down. Just as they were getting ready to open.
Yeah, that was
the whole community came together to help try and get rid of their beer,
and
because they had so much beer.
Yes,
Newville.
They were days away from opening. And
I saw that on the news.
Yeah, so it's a community, and you guys had mentioned it before. They aren't all competing for the same piece of the pie, but it's different pieces of the pie. But when something happens, somebody's there to help.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
I would say the best quote is from Al from Pizza Boy, and it's in Brewed in the Berg, and he's like talking about the camaraderie within the brewers industry. He's like, I can't call another pizza shop and be like, yo, Giuseppe, I ran out of pepperoni. Can I like get, and like, he's like, I'm going to get like 1 million Italian swear words at me. Like, but like, if someone's like, I need like this kind of malt, or I ran out of cans, like, they're always there to help each other out.
Because they know that they're going to help them out.
Yeah. I think Tim March mentioned it in the episode we did with him. We asked him about expansion plans, and his next step would be to be able to sell outside his brewery. And I think Sign of the Horse was going to actually can for him so he can sell to-go stuff.
Did you see where they just got a keg out too?
Yes, I did. I did see that. That was down at Racehorse Tavern.
Yes, sir.
My old stomping grounds. I used to go in there many nights and don't remember leaving many nights.
Oh, jeez.
Where's that at? Racehorse Tavern.
Oh, Back Hills of Dover?
Yeah, Back Hills of Dover. It's Thomasville address. It's an old biker bar.
Nice.
You better know somebody when you go there. Now, I haven't been there in many years, so the atmosphere might have changed. I doubt it. But it was, once you got to know people, it was kind of the place you wanted to go. But we had talked about that. Just going to these breweries, it's different than a bar scene it used to be.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not the bar.
And it took some education, I think, for a lot of places. I think Zero Day, when they were going in Harrisburg, I think some of the neighbors showed some concern that, it's like, we don't want another bar going in here. We don't want, the problems that
That's a cool
come
place.
from that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
cool atmosphere.
the original one was on Riley Street in the Midtown Cinema. But, you have to kind of explain to people, it's like, this is not going to be open until 2 a.m. There's not going to be fights anywhere. This is, you can bring your kids to this.
Family friendly.
Yeah, people aren't going to breweries to tie one off.
No.
I mean, you can, but typically you're not it's more of a casual.
Right.
But speaking of that, we have a new brewery segment that we've started Ben here with. He wanted to bring in talk about new breweries. So Ben, what do you have for us this week?
So it's mostly a follow-up of a previous rendition of this segment, and it is about South County Brewing Company in York. On April 1st, they held their ribbon-cutting ceremony, and they had a bunch of special guests in there. And they are open to the public on Friday, April 13th, and that's going to be a destination for pretty much anybody.
Yeah, have you seen any pictures of the new South County?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That's crazy.
It is awesome.
They're right off of Leader Heights exit on 83 in York. And
they've been brewing, right?
huge.
Yeah, down in Felton area.
Yeah.
I mean, they were down in the booties.
For a while. But
Yeah.
They
I've
got
been drinking some of their lager.
They got some good
Which is
beer,
really
but
good.
this is
Yeah.
Huge facility.
Yeah,
You got
it's
a huge production area, dining hall, a loft, an area for live events, for private events, a big patio on the outside, nice little fire pits. So, it is going to be a year-round attraction for anybody. They're going to be hosting PA PA liquors as well and stuff like that. And so, yeah, we're going to check that out. Can't wait to report back on that one. But
I'm hoping we can get that and we can do it on site. I know.
That's what I was about to say. They're just doing on site.
I know Glenn Smith from Brewery Tours said it best. It's going to be more of a destination rather than just a brew pub to go visit. It's going to be a destination.
Did you see what we did with Glenn? Our
Yes.
episode? Okay.
Yes.
That was a fun one. That was one of the early ones.
yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
He was the other one when I was doing this research for this idea was you guys, and then his thing that he was doing called Something's Brewing.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of reached out to him first, and Kevin and I went and did a walking tour, talked to him, and he's like, "Wow, you want to be like a guest?" I'm like, "What's your idea?" I'm like, "I'm not giving you my idea." But when we had him on, it was awesome. It was a great interview. I just did his Sips and Shenanigans Ales and the Rails last month. That was a good time.
Yeah.
I definitely recommend if you guys get a chance, go do one of the Ales and the Rails.
Okay.
That was fun.
Yeah.
You could do a whole documentary on that because there's a bunch of drunks on that train.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we try not to. Not unfortunately, but we try not to paint it we try to limit how much people really drink.
Yeah.
in some of these episodes. You can edit that out.
You can go broke doing the craft beer scene.
Yeah.
It ain't like going to grab a 30-pack of Miller Lite for $25.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, $25 might get you a 4-pack somewhere, but I think the beer is better. So speaking of another beer, I think we should do another one.
Yeah.
We're getting a little parched. What are you guys thinking?
Absolutely.
a little too late, actually.
A little too late.
A little late.
We're talking too
Late.
much. Just keep drinking.
Okay. I guess this next one we're going to do is Fat Bat Brewing in Hanover.
Sorry.
It's a Batty Wagon Irish Dry Stout,
Yeah.
and I do believe that they gave this one to me because I like stouts. But
I actually had this when I was up there Saturday, so it's
did you?
very good. This would be awesome on nitro.
okay.
I do love stouts on nitro.
Yeah.
Just pass the brewer's notes here real quick. Batty Wagon is an Irish dry stout, bitter hopped with nugget to perfection. Its velvety nature will lock down your taste buds. Pale malt, roasted barley, and oats create a milk chocolate aroma. Its taste is as good balanced as the malty sweetness with the bitter, dry finish. We're going to give this a shot.
I do get a little coffee. I'm not getting much of a chocolate aroma out of it.
They're spot on.
It is smooth.
Yeah, I do get coffee.
They're spot on with the malty
I get
sweetness.
the coffee,
the dry finish for sure.
Yeah.
And I kind of thought the nugget hops was a different style for a stout. I don't know that I've ever seen that they use a nugget for a stout, the nugget hop.
I think you're right, though. I think this would be great on nitro.
This would, so when I had it Saturday up there, and actually this is a female-owned brewery, and
cool.
the brother is the brewer.
Okay.
So I'm trying to get in touch with her. We've been kind of back and forth. I haven't been able to lock it down. So that might be a good episode.
Yeah, I mean,
Family,
Yeah.
female-owned and her brother's brewer.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of what we do. Is keep an eye on these breweries, and I've never heard of them. So
So I've been trying to get them because I want to know where the Fat Bat comes from. Where that name is. Some of this is the names. Is where do they get the name?
Everybody has an interesting story where they get their names.
The Molly Pitcher. I mean, my wife and I were up there. She's from Carlisle.
Yeah.
So last year and this year, I took her up for our birthday weekend. We're 3 days apart. So we spent around and walked around the old graveyard where Molly Pitcher
They're
is.
like, where they brew, it's like you can throw a baseball and hit it.
Yeah, I know. So they were in the brewery, and I'm there knocking on the glass door. And they're like, I'm not answering that door.
They're probably
Yeah.
like, oh, we got another one, boys.
here we go.
I was trying to get them so I could talk to them about coming on the show.
Right.
But they weren't answering the door. I was ready to crawl underneath the garage door because they had it up. I was going to crawl under and, hey, guys, I want to talk to you.
Yeah, they're cool guys. They were actually in Brewed in the Berg, and then we got them in an episode of Poured.
But, yeah, we knew where Molly Pitcher comes from up there. But
Right.
I'd like to know where, like,
Fat Bat.
Fat Bat comes from.
It's either baseball or a large mammal.
Yeah, or flying
Or the two,
mammal
or
with that.
flying mammal, right?
But this
that could be as interesting as an episode with can art,
yeah.
where they get the names of the different beers that they brew. You can do a whole episode on where that came from. You can do some research on that.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, like the failed Kolsch that I tried.
I bet you some of them are inside jokes. Like I know Brooks was telling us.
Oh yeah, so with him and his
Some of them
wife.
just
I think
between him and his wife.
that's all they are.
He doesn't even.
It's like, oh, we were listening to this song on this day we were brewing the beer, and we're like, hey, there's a lyric. Let's make
sounds
it a name
good.
because
Marketable.
that's it. They kind of referenced it in the label art episode, but like, there's so many beers out there. A lot of names are taken.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right, so you got to
So-
get pretty creative.
Like the Kolsch I tried to do, and it failed because I didn't do it with my brewing buddies. I was going to name it Omicron 22 because my wife got COVID, so I couldn't be with my buddies to brew a beer, so I brewed it by myself. They didn't like that.
A little dated.
I haven't seen this nugget in many things.
Not
Many
with
things
stout.
other than
What,
pale ales.
Pale ales.
And Trogs.
Right.
Trogs really puts it out with their
Speaking of
nugget.
Trogs, I got one more bit on this new brewery segment. They're not new, obviously, but they're having some rather large expansion plans going on right now. They're adding 15,000 square feet to expand their packaging hall and house a state-of-the-art canning line.
Wow.
That's right from their social media.
And
They're really stepping
That'll
up
be
their
coming
game.
soon.
And they're in my backyard. It's less than a mile from my house.
I didn't think they could expand anymore. They're still going.
Right.
But I think but they have I think they have all that room to expand towards
Where the parking lot is.
like past the parking lot. There's that whole field.
Right.
I think
That was the other thing that they
that's-
mentioned. They're going to add 100 parking spots, which anytime you pull in there, it's like you can't park it.
Yeah.
The first time
That's
they
why I
expanded
walked
the parking lot was nice, but then that quickly filled up because everyone's like, "Oh, we can park here now."
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys, so back to this. I'm at a 4 on this.
Okay.
I'm going to give this a 4. I liked it. I think it's very good. It's a good stout. It finishes dry. I think it'd be really good on nitro.
Yeah.
Anything not good on nitro?
No, I don't know.
Oh, I'm sure there is stuff that's not good.
Cereal.
Cereal.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dave.
No, I was just going to say, I'll give it a 4 also.
Okay.
I would give it a 4 also. That's it was pretty smooth. I liked it. It was very, very tasty.
Right up your alley.
Yeah.
And the thing about Untapped too is like, so I would say that's not my typical beer.
Right.
So I don't want to give it a rating.
And
It's like if you don't like it, why would you keep
That's
your mouth
been
shut?
brought up a
It's
lot.
not your time,
Brooks Haymauer brought that up. Actually, Sebastian and Doug brought it up in our last episode. Look, if you're going to go on there and you're going to check it in,
right?
If you don't like it, don't rate it. You can check it in, but you don't have to rate the beer.
Right.
Now, we've rated a few of them, not in the 2s. We've only had a couple that we've rated in the low 2s. But we're also stating, hey, this wasn't for me. We're just this is my personal record. Don't take it for what it's worth.
Right.
But we're not downgrading the brewery because somebody might love that beer. And like Brooks and them say, if you don't like it, check it in, but don't give it a rating.
Right.
Yeah.
So
we actually, there was a promo video for Harrisburg Beer Week back in the day, and we did brewers read meat on tap suites or meat on tap reviews.
Yeah.
And the one review was, I don't even remember the brewery or brewer, but the one review was it was an English bitter, and they gave it 1 star, and they're like, well, I don't really like the style. And they're like, why'd you order it?
Right.
If you know you don't like English bitters, don't order an English bitter.
Right.
This is a 1-star beer.
yeah, and it's been brought up too. It's like a Google review.
Yeah.
There's trolls out there that just go out there and demolish but yeah, if you don't like it, I'm not going to go out there and degrade somebody's brewing. If I'm going to say anything, it's made, hey, this isn't for me. I didn't like it for me.
Yeah.
But that's just the way it is. So as far as your company, GK Visual, tell us again where they can find you and what are your plans for maybe, you guys have mentioned you want to see this expand.
Yeah, I mean, we're not quite sure, where we can take it. We were able to secure, some grant money from the state, to promote craft beer. There's some money out there, Brewers of Pennsylvania.
Like the tourism board.
Yeah.
Because Pennsylvania is becoming a tourism state,
yes.
so their board has been great for us because...
And that dried up a little bit.
Yeah.
And then, so now we're kind of going after sponsors. And we had some, good responses. And the last episode, it's...
we got a new sponsor, Enders Insurance.
Yeah.
They actually helped 0 Day open. They did all their legal work and stuff. So we think third party, not necessarily breweries, but people who promote that industry are people we could partner with and work with, because we're really just all about promoting the craft beer scene, and
that's kind of what we're doing here. We're just trying to promote the craft beer in the central PA area, and bringing in people like you guys to help spread the word. Glenn Smith said it the best as far as the York. He's trying to make it a destination for tourism, like in Hanover. He wants to do the same thing in Hanover, and he wants to expand his up to Carlisle and Dolphin and that stuff. But as far as you guys bring a whole different aspect to it. A professional video aspect, almost like a commercial you'd watch on TV.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we're definitely, very proud of, the production quality that we bring to it and the stories that we're able to tell. It's certainly not making us rich at the moment, but who knows, what we could kind of, expand it to.
Yeah, if we can do beer full time, I think everybody on the team would be like, let's go.
Right. You need something else to pay the bill.
Yeah, exactly. We're not doing this for free.
Right.
I mean, we kind of are, but...
So speaking of what else is on GK Visual's radar? What else do you guys do as a company?
We're a corporate video production company. So any sort of, business that wants to promote their company, that's kind of our bread and butter. We do 30-second spots, and
so they could contact you guys, say, hey, I want to make a commercial.
Yeah.
I want to do a social media platform ad.
Commercials,
television.
We're doing that too. A lot of we're doing some
anything but
social media
weddings.
promotion.
No weddings.
Now, if you want to get married between 9 and 5 on a Monday through Friday, we will totally do your wedding.
We work on Saturdays.
But I try not to work weekends when I
Go to the JP and I'm gone.
We do everything but weddings.
Yeah.
That's it.
No,
So
I
you guys are on board GK before the Port of PA idea came, and then you were like, let's go, I'm all in gung-ho?
My first year was when we were doing Brewed in the Berg.
Okay.
Is when I first joined on to GK, and then, bosses were like, hey, what do you guys think about doing a statewide documentary. It's going to be a lot of work. It's going to be a lot of traveling, but we were all pretty much on board.
I think was I talking to you and you said about it, well, we used to go to the beer guys' places anyhow after a shoot.
Well, we're already here.
Yeah, we're already here, so
just get the camera out.
You get the camera out,
It's
make
like
a
a couple
documentary.
hours of work, versus
That's pretty cool.
drinking.
Yeah.
Well, one of them drunk phasms, it's like, hey, this would be like me with this podcast.
Yeah.
Why can't we make a podcast about drinking?
Yeah. I'm sure it came up after a few beers.
Yeah, I'm sure.
A lot of things
I
come
can't
up
quite,
after
I
a
can't
few
quite remember.
beers. So, what else? What got you into this? I mean, your history? What got you? Did you go to school for this? Is this you were in high school? You knew what you wanted to do, or is this something that just came about as a passion?
I think when I was in high school, or even before, I was always, doing stuff with video. I think when I got to college, I kind of was like, well, what can I do that's creative? And I got into, got to the radio. I went to York College.
Okay.
And then, got into the radio station. And then, I don't know, nothing was really clicking. And then when I was like a junior in college, I got an internship at pretty much a place that I'm at now. This is back in 1999. And I loved it. It's just like, oh, I can see a path where I can, make some money. I love the process of just shoot. Like, we're up doing a political today. And, I think maybe if you twist my arm, I'm going to tell you I'd rather do something that's a little more fun, like beer. But at the end of the day, I like the process. I like shooting it. I like figuring out what the shot's going to be, making that look good, knowing we had the footage to come back and make something that's going to make the client happy. That's what really, makes me happy at the end of the day.
I think you said that in your bio. Is like,
Yeah.
I love the process of storytelling, and that's almost any photographer. Dave can relate. It's the pictures will speak 1,000 words.
Right. Yeah, so it doesn't really matter what I'm doing, and I really mean that. I just like shooting and making videos. So I pretty much right out of school, I had a 3-month stint where I was selling advertising with Nipsey. And Earl.
Okay.
They won't remember me or anything. I was there. I was like, because that's how you make money.
Yeah.
When you have a communications degree.
Yeah.
I was like, I am not cut out for sales. Like my family are all salesmen. It's cut from a different cloth. And then after that, I got a job at a video production company, and I've been doing it ever since.
Oh, cool. So what about you? What got you?
Yeah, very similar story. Even when I was a kid, I was always like taking my parents' old like VHS camcorder. We were making stupid movies. We would do like WWE style stuff. A big wrestling fan as a young kid, and then like in high school, I was on the school news, so that would require like making funny videos to just play. And I was lucky that my high school had a program like that, and then I went to college as like a film degree, as a film major, and I think I got nervous like after my freshman year. I was like, I'm never gonna get a job like with a film degree. So I just switched to general communications, but I kept taking a lot of classes that focused in that industry. And then same kind of deal. Like it's just like I was good at it, figured out a way to like get paid for it, and something I like actually enjoyed doing. And my first job out of college was for the Harrisburg Senators baseball team. So
I did read that, yeah.
Yeah, so I was doing all like their, let's go get loud graphics on their scoreboard and like running a lot of their game entertainment stuff. It's a very fun job. There's a lot of hours, but when I joined GK, I kind of fell in love with like the art of storytelling, because like we'll send videos to like people we make them for, and they're just like, oh my god, like that's so cool, and it's just like, well, like I did a good job, but just doing what you like gave me, and so it's cool to like kind of paint people, make them look good, and like
and you could tell that with every episode that the few that I've watched, or just looking at some of the stuff you guys have done, you could tell the passion that goes into it, the creative mind behind it, getting that shot, taking whatever visual shot that is. And you had mentioned we were talking before we sat down, you guys don't do a lot of it, but you got photographers that also take the digital stills as well that you incorporate into the videos.
I think that's probably why we all love the beer industry because like it's a different art form than what we're doing. So like I would say 10 out of 10 brewers we're interviewing, like they have a lot of passion, they put a lot of effort and like time and process into what they're doing. They're not doing it to like make millions, but you know, it's a love of what they do.
Yeah.
And so I think that's why, like, even though it's a different industry, we have very similar characteristics.
You got to have a passion no matter what you do.
Yeah.
And I can tell you guys love what you're doing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So where did Nate, do you know how Nate come up with GK, or is he the original owner?
Yeah, so he's the original owner. He started the company in 2005.
So he's been around for a while.
He's been around for a while. He got into it. His dad was a professional photographer.
Okay.
He's always had a passion for photography. We always kind of give him shit. He used to edit videos, and now he's not really good at them anymore. So, like, you know, we're the editors. When you're good enough, you can hire people to do what you can't do.
Yeah.
Nate runs the business.
Well, that's what you got to do.
He's the one
He's
bringing
doing
in
a lot of
the
stuff.
checks. He's the one. He's a photographer and shooter still too. But he's the one making it all happen along with Doug Metz, who is his partner, and he's phenomenal.
He is a phenomenal editor. Like we're very lucky to like learn from him.
I see you guys were up for some like Pennsylvania awards or some local Emmy awards or something.
Mid Atlantic Emmy Award. You're talking to 2 Emmy Award nominees.
I did see that. That's why I'm bringing it up.
Yeah.
We were actually at the.
Put that at the head of the.
So you guys had a red carpet entrance?
Nah, we didn't have that.
Tuxedo.
No, we were at the. Nate and I were at the ceremony, and we were just like, we didn't think we were gonna win. We didn't, but like, you're sitting there for so long waiting for your category to come up, and like, obviously we're drinking, and part of us is like, well, now that we're here, like, we kind of want to win. And I was like, are we both talking? Are you going to give a speech? Am I going to give a speech? Should we give a speech?
You didn't get up on stage and bitch slap Chris Rock.
No, we did not. Whoever won was probably very deserving.
Well, congratulations. I mean, it's just probably an honor to be even mentioned
cool, yeah.
or
Yes.
be there.
We did,
absolutely.
Poured the documentary did very well in like the film festival circuit. Now I think an Emmy would have been awesome.
Right.
But
it's not out of the realm.
yeah,
It could still make it.
yeah, we're hoping.
But yeah, I did. That's why I brought it up. Because
We don't
it's
do it for
awesome.
the trophies though.
No, you do it because it's a passion. It's like, we've mentioned this. If this ever becomes a financial thing,
Right.
that's the cherry, the cherry on the top. This is for fun. We're doing this because, A, we love what we're doing.
And then we're getting Pluto TV might be looking at getting some of the episodes.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah.
You're going to be on a subscribing channel.
Yeah, and we originally the movie we got up on Amazon. So you could have, if you had Amazon Prime, you could have watched Port in Pennsylvania for free. And then that was originally the idea behind the episodes, but it just didn't work out. So at the
Yeah, it became very
at the 11th hour, we just decided to do YouTube because you just upload it, it's there. And
Yeah, we can control
yeah.
when we put out episodes. We can also like see analytics, like how many views are we getting, how long are people viewing. So
And the retention rate, which is what we've been paying attention
versus
to.
Amazon, we're just kind of like,
It's there.
what's going on? Like, can you give us any information? But they're massive; they don't care about us.
But hey, I did see some other stuff coming out, and this might be something up to you guys. Lebanon Valley Libations Trail.
Okay.
They're going to be launching a new digital passport.
Okay.
So that's something new. It's going to be a free program available to anybody 21 years or older. It's going to highlight the Lebanon County brewers such as Snitz Creek, Mount Gretna Craft, Rotunda, which we've had. So apparently this is something new that they're going to get into, and I know I've done the Dauphin County one with Carlisle. It's a card that you go around and you get checked in. This is going to be like a digital app. So
Okay.
Oh, cool.
that's something pretty cool. It says once launched, participants will be able to visit a mobile passport landing page where they can sign up for free libations, which we'd all be all for that. Looks like it's supposed to launch like April 7th, runs for 8 weeks through June 2nd. So that might be something to check into.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, and it's cool that like more and more people are like trying to promote the brewery.
Promote,
Yeah.
and we've talked about that, especially when the pandemic hit. They had to be creative on how to survive.
Yeah.
And it took the rest of the community to support them to survive it. I have an automotive business. I didn't know what was going to happen that March. I had no idea. We were deemed necessary, which I've mentioned several times. I think that's bullshit. Every business is necessary to somebody. Fortunately, we were good. I had one of my best years for 12 years. That was one of my best years. So we survived it, and the breweries that did survive this, I think, have become better, and it's changed the atmosphere on how businesses are run because everybody had to come up with new ways to come up with to promote and survive their business.
I mean, even just with like how many different like alcohol laws change in Pennsylvania, how quickly they change. Like brewers are always very quick to adapt and pivot.
Yeah, so I think pivot. I think it's a great point. So I think it's great what's going on. There's a couple other things going on. I don't know if you breweries in PA's doing that homebrew competition. Have you guys got word of that?
No.
That's something they launched, and there's 5 areas they're doing for home brewers. They're all filled. They had limited luck, and then in October is the champions of each of those rounds are going to go to New Trail.
Okay.
And compete for a home brew competition. So that's something pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
I know Poor Man's is involved with something like that similarly in Lancaster County as well. Coming out later this year. And it's just, no matter who you're talking to, all their stories seem to start with homebrewing.
Homebrewing.
Passion.
Oh, yeah.
To
We got a joke with that for sure. It's like, you ask them, how they got into homebrewing and...
9 times out of 10, I would say the story starts, how'd you get into brewing? And it's like, well, my wife brought me a homebrew kit and I started brewing IPAs.
That's it. Yeah.
That's what we did.
We joke around, we want to make a super cut, but like it's too much footage to go back through.
Yeah, it's too long. Too long.
That's how I got started.
It's a 7-minute super cut.
So, there's a lot of stuff going on.
I feel like
the summer's coming up. We got brew festivals and all kind of stuff.
Yeah, we're going to hit a lot of them.
Yeah.
We got our team. Yeah,
Sure.
we got them lined up. Montage up in Scranton. That's coming up soon.
Yeah.
And then out a while from now, but in August, Barrel and Flow out in Pittsburgh.
We'll be at Dauphin County Brewfest in July.
And we've done a lot of stories on these places. Like, I think now we're going to just start. We'll go to these things, and we have some gear to sell. Just spread the word.
You're promoting yourself.
We're going to promote ourselves because we've done stories pretty much on all these.
Yeah, that's a tough
Beer
story to
fest.
do on like a beer fest because like we've done enough where we have like the cool story on like how they got started. Most of them benefit some sort of charity or nonprofit, which is great. I think that's why brew fests are cool.
Right.
But
There's only so much you can
we're
do
trying
that
to
you're
find
not
a different
repeating.
sort of angle. Yeah.
Right. You were going to say something, Ben?
I was going to say, I feel like every time I interject, it has to do with sports, but screw it, because that's what I like here.
Yeah, so go right ahead.
But, I saw you guys on your little questionnaire form. You talk about fantasy football here.
Yeah. What up?
When do you guys run that league in there, GK?
Yeah. So I'm the
commish.
The
huh?
commish.
All right. Right.
So we have a growler that we don't fill anymore because it's like kind of old and smells funky. But like you get your name put on it, and then we have a loser's trophy, which is just a piece of wood I found in our garage, and you have to hold. It says loser on it. You have to hold it like a mugshot. You take your picture.
That's
So
awesome.
And then each person holds it, so you see the other loser.
yeah.
It keeps getting smaller. You can't see me anymore. I may or may have not been.
I've won
losing
2 out of
the
5 years.
Nice.
The second year of the league, I came in dead last, so I had the loser's trophy. The very next year, I became the champ, and then I.
What's
And I'm
Won
very
last
good at
year.
fantasy football,
No,
but
he's
I've
not.
never played I've never made the playoffs yet, so
yeah.
I don't know.
we were running like
His wife had a better team than he did last season. Don't
Every-
let's talk
every
about that.
year.
Every year, yeah, almost every year. Although he and his wife have both been on the loser's trophy.
I don't even know the first thing
we're
about
running like a
fantasy.
standard league here, or what? I can get into the weeds.
It's PPR.
I'm a nerd. Okay.
12 team. I think it's full point PPR.
Nice.
That's Greek to me. I don't do any of that.
Oh,
Oh,
come
boy.
on, Brett.
You don't
Yeah,
even-
1 year. You do it 1 year.
You don't even need to. So
We'll be watching
our
the
other
NFL.
owner, Doug, he watches, I would say, maybe 15 minutes of the NFL all year. No college football. He has no knowledge. He just like sees the numbers like ESPN puts up, and he has a pretty good team almost every year. He's trying to get out of the league, but
Yeah.
we just keep making him play.
I'm a baseball guy, so
All right.
I love
Coming up-
baseball.
coming up soon.
It is. I mean,
Finally.
opening days this week.
Fun fact about Nick: he can name you any World Series winner between the years of
Oh God.
Uh-oh.
like the
Like
80s
1980,
up
like
until-
1980 to like the mid 90s.
We got another walking
That's
Wikipedia
that's
there.
a fun
I love
road
it.
trip.
I love
you-
it.
you-
I don't know. Yeah,
Oh,
I can do it. I don't know if I can do it under
Some
pressure.
sports nerds on here like me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fun road trip game.
Yeah. Or just give me a movie. I can tell you what year it came out within
Dave?
a year.
Right, there you go.
Dave's the movie guy, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's also got to be between like the late 60s to like 2000.
Well, that'd
After
be great.
2000, I
That's a
can't.
hell of a
Like,
range.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I
Wow.
started working.
You and Dave would have a hell of a conversation. He's got a lot of facts. We had a trivia thing that we were doing. We kind of tabled it till we started getting a little bit more
Well,
feedback.
I saw that when you guys were talking about the James Bond movies, which
Yeah.
I haven't seen, so I couldn't tell you those.
James Bond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Just kidding.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You haven't.
I suck at movies in general, man. I'm taking a nap unless there's sports involved.
we actually were talking about the first James Bond, and that's a
Right.
trivia question.
Right.
And, a lot- and just about everybody I asked, they couldn't answer.
I
They
had
didn't
no
know.
idea. I would have said,
I think
let's go.
Brooks got close, didn't he? Brooks also
Yeah,
answered
he-
the Olympic
He
questions
got
too.
close,
Yeah.
but no one gets it because everybody defaults
Right.
to Sean Connery.
Sean Connery.
They default to him automatically, and they look in there. They punch up Google, and then they type out who is the first James Bond, and it comes back Sean Connery.
Sean Connery's
They
first
say
one.
it's Sean Connery, and then we say no.
I'm thirsty, boys.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah,
going to
let's
say.
get-
We got one more
Let's
here.
get through it. Yeah, because
So go ahead, Ben. What do we got? This one
We
you brought in.
have a Triple Crown, Belgian Triple, out of Big Dog Brewing in Lancaster. This one's clocking in at 8.48% ABV with a 30 IBU. The brewer's notes, this was our Brewer's Choice winner from Lidditz Craft Brewfest home brewing competition. Congrats, Kyle. Maybe we can reach out to Kyle and get him on the show. On Untapped, we have 146 check-ins with an average rating of 3.83.
Oh, it's got a good aroma. I like Belgian beers.
I do too. The thing is like this does not drink like an 8.4% beer.
Right.
That's why
Drink
Belgian
so.
beers always get dangerous.
Well,
they do.
Like my wife said before we sat down here, she goes, "Are you pouring a Belgian?" So I got one of Freewheel's up there that they're Ella, which is our Belgian triple. That's what almost 15. So every time I've drank that, it's that was my last beer, and it's the last thing I remember.
Yeah.
But this is very good.
Yeah, that's smooth.
Smooth.
It's
A
good.
little warm, but
It's a little warm, and actually, it accentuates the sweetness of it.
I think if a beer gets warm and it's still like good, it's good beer.
Right.
Yeah. I can't place the aroma. I don't know the floral smell out of it, but it's good color.
I'm so bad at trying to place.
I'm not good at it either, and that's why we've mentioned, even though we're doing this on tap, don't take our word for it because we're amateurs.
Yeah.
You know, we're not the Moses of this, but
we're getting there on some of the
we're
saturated
starting.
hops. Like
Yeah,
the ones
we're
you see
starting
with
all the time.
Every IPA or whatever.
Yeah, the mosaic citric
did you ever go to the Lidditz
You got
Craft
it,
Beer
yeah.
Festival? Oh, this is the homebrew. Oh, okay.
Not yet. Maybe this. Maybe
We
next
did
year.
Lidditz. We covered the
We
Lidditz.
did yeah. That's a fun one.
That
I
was a
wasn't
good
able to
time.
be there, but it looked like a really good
Yeah,
time.
I wasn't there either.
I think I was there before, but like not like working.
The footage was great.
So yeah, with doing this, we're gonna try and attend as many of them as we can to try and make more connections.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because we're here. We like to do this, and we're trying to make our show better, but we're also trying to make better connections and build the community that we're growing to know, and hopefully they can grow with us. So that's all we're here. We're here to promote you guys. We're here to promote anybody we bring on. This isn't about us. This is about you guys. Now you guys are storytellers. You can tell us a story better than we can. We're just sitting here shooting the shit, drinking some beers and having some fun.
Yeah, there's room for all of that though. You know, like some people love shooting the shit. We actually did an episode. What did we say? It's episode 6.
What was it?
We did an episode on like influencers and podcasters in the beer world, and one of the podcasters said like they get compliments from brewers all the time because they're like, we need things to listen to while we're brewing. Because like 6+ hours.
Yeah, a couple hours of
You know,
brewing.
you can only listen to the same songs over and over every day.
Yep.
So
I'm maybe we'll become influencers. So Dave, I will make you famous.
you're gonna be an
I'm
influencer.
still waiting.
Cool podcast.
Still
What do you think
waiting.
about that in Belgium, Dave?
The
Yeah,
Belgian, I liked it.
I'm
very
very
smooth.
that.
It was good.
I'm at a 4.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good
That's a
drink.
very good drink.
Easy drinking beer. You said it best. That's a sneaky drink.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Not
I,
boozy at all.
This is how you
Yeah.
have a second pint. You're like,
yeah.
Yeah. Then you start to get a little warmth feeling going down your forehead, and it's like, wow, did I actually just drink 2 of them?
Yeah, and I would have liked to try it cold, but you guys talk too much. And,
that's my bad.
I'm just kidding.
So, gentlemen, tell us a little bit again where they can find you, what you guys are about. What's your expansion plans? I know you guys mentioned you're hoping to grow this maybe outside the state.
But yeah, I mean, you never know if somebody, has an idea where I can't see us really traveling much to other states, but
It'd be hard.
a franchise type of opportunity.
Okay.
But that's part of that. But we're always trying to grow GK as a whole, and we just hired on two new talented people. So we keep up with the corporate, with the political, and that's really kind of helping, and that it gives us an opportunity to expand. The port in Pennsylvania, and obviously there's no stopping of we'll never get to every brewery in
Now,
Pennsylvania.
are you guys just stopping at breweries? Because the reason we mentioned the Central PA Port, we're mainly concentrating on the beer. But there's distilleries, there's wineries, there's cideries, there's meads. So we've kind of left our options open. Do you think that's where that could go with you guys as well?
We did a series of videos, was it 2017?
Yeah, we did a thing
The
on the
Central
Dauphin County Wine Trail.
Yeah, so we went to
So it's
about like 8 wineries
more
around
than
the
that.
area.
Yeah, and then
They were a lot of fun.
yeah,
I like wine, but I like beer better than wine.
Yeah.
So we're not sick. Like, we've also done videos for distilleries, but like kind of same thing. Like, I think we all just have like a love of beer over.
right.
Yeah.
And then we can't just bite off more than we can chew. We
Right,
don't want
exactly,
things to suffer.
But that might be some of your expansion ideas.
Yeah,
You could
yeah.
bring somebody in that
Bring
has a
somebody
little
in
bit
that's more
more
focused
knowledge
on that.
about that.
It would be really cool to like, maybe not necessarily like Asheville, but like go to like an up and coming sort of brewery destination area. And if like we got the funding, be like, hey, you guys are gonna go here for 3 weeks. You're gonna interview 20-some breweries.
Does that sound like are you putting that out there to your boss?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
funding's gotta be there.
yeah. And also, we
But,
have so much content, and we have so much, proof of what we can do that we can show it to, somebody that, it's like, here's an idea, maybe we can, do a promotional video for you, somewhere outside the state, a single brewery or something.
Yeah, we
like
just
that.
know there's other stories out there
Yeah.
outside of Pennsylvania. Like, yeah, we love Pennsylvania craft beer. Like, even when I go to a distributor, like, I strictly go to the PA section. But, like, there's others. Like, why did Asheville become what it became? Because that's, like, the big one that everyone talks about. And, like,
Yeah, it is a big
Oregon,
one.
like, why did it become that one? I think people would be
Colorado area.
Yeah.
And Pennsylvania is growing, and I think it is becoming a destination state.
Yeah.
I don't think you guys will ever have a shortage of stories here in PA.
No.
So I hope you guys keep expanding it, keep putting out the episodes. By all means, the passion's there. Keep traveling that path with your passion. Guys, you got anything else?
No, it was great.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, it's a good education.
That was a lot of fun,
Yeah,
guys.
Yeah, it was,
Yeah.
thank you guys so much for having us. It's been cool.
So I do appreciate you guys being here. When I reached out to Nate, and Nate replied back, I was like, "Damn, man, we might be onto something here." So hey, I'm glad you guys actually took the time. You drove from Williamsport down to here today to Dover.
Yes.
Now you got to go drive back to Hershey and Camp Hill.
Camp Hill, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you guys stick around for one more cap afterwards when we're done drinking?
Alright.
I mean,
You twist your
my arm,
arms?
man. Come on.
Twist our arms.
I do appreciate it. Guys, it's been a great time. I
Oh, we're
hope you
looking
guys
forward
had
to
a
it.
good
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, really fun, man. Thank you so much.
Ben, you got anything last words for him?
No, I was just going to thank them for their time as well, and I really enjoyed this as always. And again, we'll continue to have passionate people on here, which is awesome to see.
Yeah, so I
just had a good time. Thanks for coming, guys.
Yeah.
So if you are looking for professional videos, if you're looking to find out what the craft beer industry is, check out GK Visuals. By all means, go out and subscribe to their YouTube channel for the Port and PA series. If you haven't watched any of them, I highly recommend it. They're very well done, very well storytelling. I guess that's how you say that. So is the passion's there. This industry is phenomenal. Guys, again, I can tell the passion. Thank you very much for being here. We appreciate your time and your effort. We do have one more beer. Ben, you brought this one. This is a special beer.
Yes, I went and picked this up from Brooks at Amar Brewing Company last week when they released it. When we had him on the episode, he talked about the Big Boot Society, which we touched on earlier. They got together and they created this triple hazy IPA. And as Brooks said, a lot of his beers are on the stealthier side, and this one included. I believe it's 11%,
10.8.
10.8% with a 28 IBU.
So this was brewed by his female staff for the Pink Boot Society.
Okay. Cool.
So this has been a special one. I think the other we were trying to get was the PA Pride, but this is just as special. Guys, Nick, Sean, thank you very much. So
Thank you.
let's all raise a glass. Let's have one with the CPP, and let's all be bonded by beer. Cheers.
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 Cheers.